Let's go.
Welcome, everybody, to Halftime Adjustments. All right, we got my best friends Colton and Luis right next to me. I am, of course, Derric Benavides. It is a beautiful September 27th, and we are going into the fourth week of football, and we are super excited to bring you our little insights that we have for this upcoming week. How are you guys doing today? Is everybody doing all right?
Doing great. All right, coming up from a little flu this weekend.
He's all right, though.
I'm all right. I just sound a little nasally.
Yeah, he just sounds like that all the time, though, so it's okay.
And I'm just coming up.
Luis, you won this weekend in your fantasy league. How's that?
I did. Dude, finally won this weekend. I lost in the league that I was 2-0, which is all right. So I'm 2-1, 1-2, and 1-2. So I don't know. It's getting better.
Yeah.
So a slow upcoming.
Yeah. Good job. You don't want to hear any advice from me because I lost. I'm 0-3, so you don't want to hear any.
See, but you're a tough 0-3.
In both your leagues, or
no? In one of my leagues, I've won at least one game.
Wow.
So
you're a tough 0-3, just like me. I'm a tough 2 losses.
Yeah,
tough 2 losses.
The last 2 games that I've had, I've lost by less than 10 points. So it's saddening for sure. So, but I'm okay. Let's get right into the news, everybody. We'll start with the most recent news, and that's the news that came out yesterday that Sterling Shepard is going to be out for the season.
Tore his ACL, poor thing. Dude, on the last play.
It looked terrible. Yeah.
On the last play.
The play that costed the Giants the win.
It didn't cost the Giants to win.
Well, obviously, but
it was Stills who slipped and caused Daniel Jones to throw it right into the hands of Diggs. Luis,
tell me about how does this affect the Giants going forward? Do you think it's going to affect them long term?
You know what?
They play without him every single season.
Or is Galladay going to step up?
You know what? It's Galladay can go home. He was supposed to prove it yesterday, and he just. I'm sorry. This is a kid contact as well.
Yeah, he can't curse.
He just did terrible.
Can we not? Has that been confirmed? Do we know?
Yes. Well, I don't know.
He played like.
Dude, that was justified.
He dropped He dropped 2 very important passes, and I mean he didn't play a lot, but that was his time to prove it. You know, the coaches have been on his ace about being productive, competing. Yeah. And he was not competing, dude. He just acted like a bum out there. It really made me mad, dude. Have you ever seen the movie Semi-Pro? Where they traded one guy for a washing machine or whatever. I want that to happen with Kenny Galladay. If the Giants organization, if you need a new washing machine, new dishwasher, whatever equipment, just trade Galladay. Get you some new equipment. Just trade Galladay. Just get rid of him, dude. Just get rid of him.
Trade Galladay for a new.
He's toxic.
The rumors are that they're shopping him and they're willing to take and eat a massive portion of his salary just to get him out of there.
What I told you last year? To get rid of him last year, remember?
You did?
Since last year, but they don't want to listen to me. But
when you pay a guy $19 million a year and it's his first year in the organization, no one's going to take that loss that fast.
Yeah, so it's upsetting, but I think the Giants will bounce back, dude. The Cowboys defensive line just tore up their offensive shit, man. It's just
they look good.
But hey,
pressure Daniel Jones like crazy.
But hey, we'll come back next week.
Yeah, okay.
I got it. I'm not worried.
On other news, Amon-Ra St. Brown, he has an ankle injury, but he is not expected to miss that much time. I feel like he might miss this game with the way that Dan Campbell likes to run his squad. He doesn't like to play his players through injuries, which is a good thing.
But there wasn't any news, right, saying that he's going to be out or he's day-to-day.
They haven't ruled him out yet, but just keep an eye out for Amon-Ra just because he might not play this week, but he is not officially ruled out. So it's a good sign. Honestly, I thought he was going to be out for like a couple weeks. I didn't think he was going to be out.
It looked like he was going to be out for at least a few weeks.
Yeah,
but
so
good for him.
And he did look a little bit like worn out there too. Whenever he was playing, he didn't look like 100% for sure. So
yeah,
Hopefully he only misses 1 week at the most. Another injury report, Trent Williams. He's probably going to be out for a couple months. This is the great linebacker on the 49ers.
Left tackle.
Left tackle on the 49ers. Yeah, so linebacker. Left tackle on the 49ers. I think this is not good for Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's terrible. He's probably the best left tackle in football right now. He is at the peak of his dominance, and for him to go down is probably worst case scenario for that squad. Besides what happened, Trey Lance, this is the second worst thing that could have happened on that team, and it just happened.
Dude, you know who else got injured? Lineman-wise?
Who?
First round last year.
First round last year.
Panay
Sewell.
Other one.
Rashad
Slater, yeah.
Rashawn Slater. He tore his pec or his bicep or something. He's out for
he's out for the season.
Yeah, that's a huge loss for the Chargers.
He's out for the season. Yeah, I was like, wait, there's another offensive lineman that's like out like big time. But yes, he's out for the season as well. So maybe that's why the Chargers have been doing pretty.
Yeah, Chargers can't stay healthy. That's rough.
Dude, I know.
And they lost Joey Bosa to a groin injury.
Oh, God, dude.
They're just hurting right now.
You know what, Colton? I'll give you some credit. You called it last week, and you told the Jaguars to go out and get a dub against the Chargers. And you know what? They did exactly that.
That's
they
right.
Took that dub.
They
listened to this podcast.
They listened to the podcast.
It's like, okay, Colton says so. He's right.
You hear that, guys? We're officially sponsored by the Jags.
Yeah.
Moving on, Tua Tagovailoa. He is not in concussion protocol.
No, I saw that.
How in the world did he avoid concussion protocol? How did he even
know.
get back on? They're saying apparently it was a back injury.
It was a back injury.
No way a back injury.
There's no
maybe
way.
I don't know. Maybe because your back injury, like it goes. I mean, obviously your nerves go all the way down to your legs. So maybe that's why he stumbled and like maybe he pinched his back.
That's a decent shout. Yeah.
So I looked into this a little bit more, and he said that he actually injured his back during that quarterback sneak that was
really
like a quarter before that injury or that snap to the head. So like he was bending backwards, like the team. I guess the Bills pushed him back, and like his legs got caught, and his lower back bent backwards a little bit, and so that's what hurt. Like that's what made him get hurt. And then whenever he got pushed on that roughing the passer call, he further injured his back, and it wasn't actually his head. Like he said that his back actually locked up, and so like he couldn't move his back.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, there's no way. It's only week 3. There's no way anybody is gonna risk their future star quarterback for a game.
Listen, I don't see how that was a back injury. There's no way. Like you can say your body gave out, like he couldn't find his feet, whatever you want to say. I just don't see how when you have visible signs the way he did and after your head snapped back and hit the ground the way it did.
But it looked like he didn't snap back that hard though.
But it doesn't matter. It's the back of his head.
I saw that replay and I was like, damn dude, like he really got injured from that. I was like, hey, I mean, it might look different from watching on TV and it actually happened to you, but I think the back, it's more realistic. It makes more sense to me.
I saw a doctor who posted on Twitter afterwards, and obviously everybody's a Twitter doctor, but he did say apparently in the NFL agreement with the Players Association, any visible signs of a head injury like Tua had, he shouldn't have came back in the game. Period. He shouldn't have even been allowed to because it was an outward sign of a concussion. So
and the way he got up too from that play, it didn't look good. Like it was actually really
injury,
scary.
You can't get up.
Yeah.
He was able to get up. If it's a back injury, how can you do that? It just I don't know. It looked like a straight head injury in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
we're all Twitter doctors, so
Well, he's looking to come back actually this Thursday night, but we're not 100% sure. He's questionable, so keep an eye on out.
Yeah, he has a short week, so
he's got a short
very
week.
short,
short turnaround, so he's not going to be able to fully recover, I don't think. So we'll just keep an eye on out for Tua's availability. Dak Prescott, he's trying to come back week 5.
Let me ask you this.
That is too soon.
It's an early comeback. Apparently the stitches are already. Did y'all see that video where he tried to show his hand to a reporter and the stitches are already off? He's healing well. If you're the organization and you're Jerry Jones with Cooper Rush playing, let's say you get to week 5 and Cooper Rush hasn't lost you a game. Do you wait to make sure he's fully healthy, fully ready to go?
I would wait.
There's no reason if Cooper Rush continues to do good, there's no reason to rush this. Why say you have to be back by week 5? It's got to be done. Like, I get he wants to touch the field, but he is your franchise quarterback. I say play it safe.
I know. I think I agree with you. Like, I'll play it safe, man. I mean, if he's doing really good, I mean, let Dak be healthy 100%.
Exactly.
110%, you know?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, and it's hard to go back to Dak after seeing what he did in week 1, and it's like he didn't do that great in week 1, and then when Cooper Rush came in, like he looked like the better quarterback, to be honest. So
yeah,
I don't know. Like, yeah, I wouldn't rush the comeback of Dak. So
no pun intended.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's a good one. I'm taking that from you.
Oh,
okay, moving on. Mac Jones is set to miss multiple weeks with a high ankle sprain. This dude was like crying on the field. Like, you could see
it
him.
looked bad.
Dude,
yeah. I thought he broke his ankle with how like he was hobbling to the side and put any weight on it. I was like, oh, that looked really rough.
This looked terrible. And so, like, apparently he's not going to get surgery on it, but he's gonna miss multiple weeks. I don't know if it's gonna be months or 2 months, but he's not gonna be the quarterback. So Packers defense looks good this upcoming week.
You think he'll be out for the season?
I don't think so.
No. It's just a high, probably 3 to 4 weeks max, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
I mean,
high ankle sprains are
4
normally 4 to 6 weeks on the very high end.
4 to 6 is a good estimate.
So I mean, if it's a quarterback, he only has to drop back. He's not a mobile guy, so you hope maybe, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks for him, but there's no telling.
Well, I mean, it's because high ankle sprains are pretty bad. I mean,
but they're not injury. They're not season ending. Like,
they're not season ending. But I mean,
we're only in week 3. He may be back week 7.
Week 7, week 8, maybe. Hopefully he'll be back by then. No guarantees though for that. All right, let's talk about these running backs that are injured. Man, DeAndre Swift. Sprained shoulder. You saw it coming. Like, he's injury prone, but that's rough to see.
Every single season with this guy, he's the same as all those great. Who's the other great running back who has not been able to stay healthy?
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook. I mean, my gosh, it's just like these guys, as good as they are, they can't stay on the field. They're elite talents, but they just can't stay on the field. It's nuts.
It's rough to see. He was doing so well. I mean,
amazing.
But yeah, he did look like the reason why they didn't play him was because of this, but they didn't say that he was injured, which was really frustrating for a lot of fantasy managers, because if they would have said that he was injured, then maybe I
would have started him.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have started him.
But yeah, the Lions are saying that he might not return until after bye week 6, which is a long time from now. It feels like that's like
3 weeks.
That's like 4 weeks from now.
4 weeks, yeah.
That's rough. I mean, Luis
4
could
weeks,
still have
month.
1 win by then.
Yeah. The rate I'm going.
I mean, shoot, that's a big piece of your off. Was he your first pick or your second pick?
He was my second pick.
I mean, that's still rough to lose your your second pick like that. Like that's hard to make up the points that he was getting you on a weekly basis.
Because he got 25, 50, 1670, and 7.6.
Yeah, so I mean, when he was playing, he was getting you in the ballpark of 15 to 20 points, like in that average. And then obviously the third week he gets injured. So it's hard to replace those points. You can't find those, especially at the running back position. Wide receiver is a little easier, but man, that hurts.
The running back's so scarce.
That hurts.
Running backs are scarce right now. You're obviously looking at his backup. We will talk about him later in the waiver wire column.
Mm-hmm.
Another running back that can't seem to stay healthy. We already talked about him a little bit. Dalvin Cook is day to day with a dislocated shoulder. He already popped it back in, so he's good.
Well, this is the injury he dealt with last year.
Yeah.
So at least he knows how to handle it. He knows how to work with it. They're saying that he might not even miss time. So I mean, that's great news.
He might actually play this week. And like I remember last year, like the week that he was coming back, he just dominated that week. Like that week, it was just like insane. So maybe it's the dislocated shoulder that makes him actually good.
He comes back and he just kills it. Everybody thinks he's just going to not run, and then he just runs all over everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Another guy, Alexander Mattinson, if you don't have him, go handcuff him. He's the guy you want to go look for right now.
Yeah, if he's not picked up, which more than likely he's picked up already, but
he needs to be
picked up,
rostered everywhere.
So, all right, that was the news for this week, and we will move on to our new segment. We're going to talk about our boom and our busts from week 3. This is kind of a recap of what happened in week 3 because it was an insane week for everybody fantasy-wise.
No kidding.
All of the names that were relevant just really busted.
A lot.
There was a lot of busts this week. So if you survived this week in fantasy, congratulations, because I did not, and neither did some of my colleagues here. So
hey, let it be known, I'm doing bad in our keeper league, but in my other 3 leagues, I'm 3-0, 3-0, 2-1. So I'm having really good success in our other leagues. It's just one that I'm not having.
I'm
not starting off too
I'm having
well.
pretty good success in my other league, 2-1, and I lost this week. You know, the only reason why I lost this week is because I had Joe Mixon and Jay Jeff, and they both didn't do so well. I think I lost by like 12 points.
That sucks.
So if both of them would have pulled their projected weight, I would have won.
Pulled their projected weight.
Would have won. But, so that's all right, though. It happens.
Okay, let's just talk about, let's talk about our booms let's start off with a good note. Let's start with our booms for quarterback this week. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts for a little bit, because that offense is looking better and better every single
That
week.
offense is scary.
It's a scary team altogether.
Yeah, that is, he had 340 yards, how many touchdowns did he have? Did he have 3 touchdowns?
3 touchdowns.
Three
Yeah,
touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
And
Crazy
then
day.
on the ground, he had 9 for 20, which is nuts.
It's a bad day for him.
Yeah.
9 for 20.
I mean, yeah, on the ground, yeah, it is a bad day because he's usually doing 57, 90 the first week. I mean, just insane numbers that he's putting up. Jalen Hurts, he's definitely the pickup of the year, I believe. And
I think so,
there's
too.
a lot of people regretting not picking him up.
I mean, I
over
passed
some of
him
the
up.
other guys. Yeah,
I think in my other league, I passed him up because, I mean, at this point, Herbert was gone, Mahomes was gone, Allen was gone, who else? Jackson was gone. And I was okay. I'm gonna pick the next best guy, Kyler Murray. And I was dude, I don't know why Hurts is like so high in this. Like, there's no way he's gonna do this good. But nah, dude, I regret not picking him.
I'm not gonna lie. I had this coming. I knew that he was going to be good this year because he was really, really good last year until he was injured. So people, it's just going to be the same. Can he stay healthy through the whole year? Last year, he was top 5 until his injury. So I, kind of coming in, I was like, all right, I think he's going to have a really good season. Not only that, but I thought A.J. Brown was also going to be top 5 this year. He's 7 right now, so he is currently trending in that direction. But the whole reason why I'll never have him is because he's a freaking Eagle. And I'm never going to touch an Eagle player.
How
and
dare you.
even with his success, man, he's been so dominant.
You know what, dude? One day, you're gonna lose because of that.
Oh, absolutely.
it's gonna bite him.
Fandom.
Why
But I'm
bite
never
him?
gonna just actively on a Sunday be like, man, I hope the Eagles just dominate
See,
tonight.
but you're not rooting for the Eagles. You're rooting for A.J. Brown.
If I'm rooting for A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, I'm now actively rooting for them to do good.
See,
and
but-
if they're doing good, they're winning games. So I'm actively rooting for them.
But look at this. You're not purposely rooting for the Eagles. You're rooting for those players. For me, for example, yesterday I had Ezekiel Elliott. I was playing Seacows, remember?
Yeah.
Yes, last week. And I was down, I think, 10, 11 points. And then Ezekiel has been just doing he's just terrible, right? 3 points, 2 points, But yesterday, he got 16 points. So I won.
Yeah.
And I was rooting for Zeke. Dude, that touchdown, I was like, please, Zeke. Made that touchdown, Zeke. Made that touchdown.
And he made that touchdown and your team lost. You don't feel bad about that?
I mean, yes, I feel
because
bad,
of that
but-
touchdown, your team ended up losing, and you actively rooted for that
True.
success. You're a bad fan.
But, okay, no, I'm not a bad fan.
Okay.
Okay, so it's either win and lose in one way, because I want to win in both ways. I want to win in my fantasy and my team.
My actual
I'm
team
trying
comes
to
first.
win
My
and-
actual team success comes first.
You know what? I disagree with Colton there. I would much rather have my fantasy team win over the Cowboys, even though I am a
Just
Cowboys
bad
fan.
fandom. I'm never. Listen, I can't, the amount of hate that I have for Philadelphia as an organization cannot be overstated. It is
It's too
sickening.
much.
That team is just
You have
sickening
too
in
much-
every single way.
You had too much hate.
Yeah, I have too much hate, and I actively want to see their team fail every single week. So I'm not going to I'm not going to wake up and be like, Jalen Hurts, go for 3 touchdowns, man. Do your thing. I wake up thinking, I hope you fumble the ball 6 times today.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna. No, it's just not gonna happen. So
Well, we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk to you, Colton, about Eagles players.
That's fine. I mean, you'll know my answer.
Yeah.
Just plug in a blanket answer.
Another good QB this week. Let's talk about freaking Lamar Jackson. Holy crap!
He's on fire.
This dude is freaking nuts. 218 yards, 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception.
Did he rush for a touchdown?
He rushed for a touchdown and 107 yards. Oh my God. That's 2 weeks in a row that he's gotten over 100 yards on the ground.
Jesus.
Can we stop Lamar Jackson, please?
His legs.
Can we stop him?
Hey, Ravens, get ready to spin the bag. Hey, I got a question for y'all, actually, because I received a trade today, a trade offer, and I don't know whether to take it. It's in Dynasty, okay?
Okay.
I have Joe Burrow, and I want to make a trade for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
This guy said he would trade me Lamar Jackson, but he wants Joey Burrow back, obviously, but he also wants J.K. Dobbins.
Take it.
Is that a deal y'all would take?
I would take it.
It's in Dynasty, though. It's in Dynasty.
I would
so
take it 1,000%.
Dobbins is 23.
I would take it 1,000%.
I would take it too because you just don't know what J.K. Dobbins is going to do right now. I mean, like you're going for the upside with him for sure, but I just feel like Lamar Jackson, he's the running back over there. Like,
That's true. He is the guy.
He's the running back over there, and so it's hard to like compete with him whenever you have such a mobile quarterback. It's the same thing with Josh Allen. Like, you're kicking yourself all the time whenever Devin Singletary can't run for anything. And, like, same thing with Jalen Hurts, too. You can say the same thing with Miles Sanders not being able to get, like, that much of a workload. So
True. Yeah.
No, I'll take it.
Yeah, I would take it for sure.
Accept it.
I'm messaging him right now, boys. Y'all convince me.
Take it right now. Don't even continue the podcast. Just take it. Just take it.
Go to the room.
Yeah, but those are pretty much the shining lights. Another great guy this week was Trevor Lawrence. He had a really great week this week. He's out on waivers. We'll probably talk about him a little bit more later. But yeah, he was another boom for fantasy owners that started him. But I'm sure not a lot of people started Trevor Lawrence. Okay, let's move on to running backs because there wasn't that many that actually did anything.
But finally, who did something was your boy, King Henry.
Derrick Henry, finally. And this was his, like, oh my gosh, you were really worried going into this game if he was going to do something good or not because, like, if he didn't do anything good on this game, like...
Major concern.
Major concern there.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you, it might be an easy question, but... Do you think Titans are finally finding their stride, their pace?
No,
I think this was a one-off. They lost Taylor Lewan, their left tackle, who's, again, one of the best in the league. He's gone. So this is a one-off in my book.
So you think this is a one-and-done game for Derrick Henry? He's not going to have more than 10 points for the rest of the season?
No, he'll have a few here and there, but I think his average will be like 8 to 10, not 22, which he put up this week, something ridiculous.
Yeah, I honestly think he'll have even better games than this going forward. This wasn't the best game for Derrick Henry, I don't think. I mean, it was a good game for him, but it wasn't the best. But yeah, going up against Las Vegas, that's not too hard of a matchup, I don't think. But yeah, I think still for Derrick Henry, like after seeing this game and what he can do, like I think there are better days ahead even for Derrick Henry going forward. So
I mean, I hope so. I like him. I always hope he will be successful over there in the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, other names to bring up. Nick Chubb is great, obviously. 113 yards and a touchdown for Nick Chubb on Thursday night. And then another name that nobody probably played was Khalil Herbert.
Oh my gosh,
dude! What is like?
Well, I mean, he only stepped in because Montgomery was hurt, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, unless you're in a deep league, yeah, you didn't start him,
dude. In our 12-man league, I got him. I have him.
Well, you're excited about that.
Yeah, you're in great shape. Then
I didn't start him, but
yeah, of course you didn't start him because who would have thought?
No, I had him. I remember I dropped him the first week. Like a couple of days after.
Yeah, well, you screwed up.
Because I think I picked up Tua.
That's not when you look at that on paper, it's not a bad a trade-off. But
I picked up Tua.
Hindsight's everything, huh?
No, yeah. I picked up Tua and I dropped Khalil. Nobody thought that he was going to just go off that week, but it's all right.
Well, I mean, Khalil Herbert just dominated. He looked better on the ground than David Montgomery. I think, to be honest. So, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
David Montgomery's
how
not
that
good at
goes
all, dude.
Going forward,
he sucks.
Another good running back was James Robinson. 100 yards, another touchdown for him. This guy can't be stopped. He's had a touchdown every single game. Ridiculous. Can we stop James Robinson and give the ball to Etienne, please?
That won't happen. They are so loving what they're getting out of him right now.
Yeah.
Etienne is not the guy right now.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have that bad of a week, but
He got what, 10 points, 11 points? Etienne did?
Yeah. Well,
Is this a coaching decision? Because if Trevor Lawrence, it's his college buddy. How is Trevor Lawrence not fighting for him to have more success?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a coaching decision. No, he's not gonna be like Trevor Lawrence. Tell me what to do.
Yeah.
If the coach says, "Hey, I want you and Robinson to be on the backfield," then it's gonna be him and Robinson. It's just.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, I mean, other guys that we're looking at, Saquon Barkley had a good week again. Another guy that had a good week was Dameon Pierce, and I actually called this before the game actually started.
You did. You did say he was going to have at least one touchdown.
And he did have a touchdown, and I was really hyped up about that because I had a feeling that it was one of those blind ambition calls against the Bears.
Yeah.
It was an easy matchup. I mean, on the ground, the Houston versus the Bears game was just insane. Everybody did great on the ground.
But they probably won though. They only won by 3, right? The Bears.
The Bears won. They won at the end. Yeah, they won.
23.
What a great running back
Big
matchup
game.
that game was with Herbert and Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce looked great. I mean, he had a great game. So I'm really excited to see what he can do next week because
Yeah, no
Versus the
kidding.
Giants. He's doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau going to stop him.
Yeah,
he did such a good job this week.
If he runs outside, yes.
you just saw Tony Pollard get it going
Slice
on
and
that,
dice him.
on that team. So yeah, Dameon Pierce looks good going forward, I think.
Yeah, good pickup.
So okay, let's talk about the running backs because
The running backs again?
the wide receivers. I was just hoping that some more running backs would show up, but no. Let's talk about wide receivers. Devontae Smith, he looked good.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
he looked
great
elite.
week.
He looked elite.
He's
this
finally
week.
he's finally coming to where he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Last year
for sure.
he didn't do as hot, and I was very disappointed because I was very high on him since Alabama.
Yeah, you wanted them so bad that year.
Oh yes, I do remember. Yeah, even Colton can tell you I was high on him before, even when he was Alabama.
Luis fell to the ground whenever Philadelphia traded
I
up to
remember
get
that.
him. He
I
fell
remember
because it
that.
was Giants. It was written all over. It was supposed to be the Giants who
man.
snagged him.
I have a recording of it.
One,
it was terrible.
one spot ahead.
Took a
Nah, man,
recording.
I was very high on Devonta Smith since college, and when he did, I'm gonna say he did bad this first year. I was very disappointed, but now I'm glad he's come up to his stride.
Yeah, he looked good. 8 for 169 and a
my
touchdown. He had 12 targets.
And that's the thing, dude. Hurts is hitting everybody.
He is.
He's hitting,
He's spreading the ball, man.
He's hitting Goddard. He's getting Smith. He's hitting AJ.
Yeah,
He's hitting even.
they've got a lot of
Sanders,
Sanders,
Gainwell,
everybody.
Boston Scott. Anybody can get that ball apparently because
Yeah.
my gosh, he's spreading the love.
Yeah, they got a lot of weapons on that team.
And that's the thing, you can't double cover everyone, and
Nope,
they're just. And here's the scariest thing: they have 2 first-round picks next year.
The
So they
Eagles?
can,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
can
they do.
still load up if they decide to keep Jalen Hurts and he ends up being the guy all year and leads him to a successful postseason. They can load up additional talent on the offensive line, wide receivers,
That's
defense.
scary, dude.
They are so loaded for years to come.
That's
It is so scary.
Yeah. Another guy that had a great game, Mac Hollins.
Ooh, what a name! Who saw that coming, huh?
Nobody.
Yeah,
What a game for this guy. Jeez, I guess if Hunter Renfro can't do it, Mac Hollins can do it.
yeah.
Not even Jesus saw us.
Kidding me? He had 8 receptions for 158 yards and 1
Jesus.
touchdown.
So good.
This is like Devontae Adams type numbers.
Yeah.
Did they just flip sides or something like that?
Tay said he's frustrated though, so this is
yeah.
gonna be interesting to see how that goes. If they
Yeah.
just try to force feed him after this.
Especially losing 3 games in a row, he's
Dude,
upset about
I think-
that. Coming from
yeah.
a winning team.
I think they're the only team that
He's not
own
used
3.
to that.
The Raiders are the only team that
Are they
own
really?
3. Yep.
Wow, that's
Oh, yeah.
sad.
They're the only
Because the
defeated team.
Yeah, they are the only defeated team because the Texans and the Colts tied in week
Yeah,
1.
That makes this that division, was that the AFC East West, whatever they are, that's the Chargers, the Raiders,
the Broncos,
and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that division was going to be. They look like.
You know what? They look like
terrible.
Yeah, they look like.
No.
That whole division looks horrible.
It was the AFC East versus AFC West last week. The AFC West got dominated by the Colts, Houston, and who's the other team that?
That's the Dolphins.
The Titans.
Yeah.
Titans. Because the Titans beat the Raiders. The Colts beat the Chiefs, and Houston. Who they beat?
No, the Jags beat
the Jags.
Chargers.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the Jags.
Beat the Chargers.
The Jags beat Chargers.
Oh, what a win!
Yeah, so it was AFC East versus AFC West, and they just got
the whole offseason talk was how dominant this team that division was going to be.
Yeah.
And the only ones that look even close to good are still the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone else looks horrible.
It tells you something when you see that the Broncos are tied for first place, and the Broncos are like a terrible team.
So bad.
I really thought that AFC division was going to be dominant, but they're...
Yeah, everyone did.
Yeah. Other names, Russell Gage. I mean, we saw it with him being the only weapon out there in Tampa Bay. I wouldn't look too much into it because Mike Evans is coming back. Zay Jones with Trevor Lawrence over there. He had a great game this week. He looked good. I mean, he got, what did he have? He had 10 receptions on 11 targets. So
great.
That's what
PPR, you love it.
Yeah, 85 yards and a touchdown. Looked great.
Even in non-PPR, you love it. Like, my gosh, what a day for him.
Mm-hmm.
Good work.
Isaiah McKenzie, he got a lot of looks because everybody was double covering Stephon Diggs.
Should have triple covered him. My gosh.
And then those are pretty much like the only like standout names. Like there was a lot of busts, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. So, Amari Cooper did great too.
Forget about him on a Thursday game.
Yeah, 7 receptions for 100 yards and a touchdown. Other than that, it's not great. Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Hey,
there you go.
That's my guy. That's my boy.
He had 14 receptions on 140 yards.
How many targets? He had like what?
I think 17 targets. 17
my God,
targets.
what a day!
Oh my gosh, can you pass it to him any more than what he just got?
Received 28 fantasy points, and I don't think he had a touchdown.
Don't worry, D-Hop is coming back in 3 weeks.
He did not.
Oh, I'm not worried about D-Hop.
is coming back in 3 weeks.
They found their guy. This college connection is going to outlast anybody who comes on that roster.
Except for D-Hop.
I hope you're right. I hope you stay right because that's like 10 yards. If you think about it, that's like 10 yards a catch right there.
Yep. Pretty dominant.
Oh, man. Okay, let's get to the tight ends. Kyle Pitts had a sort of a bounce back game. I mean, 10 points. That's all right.
That's terrible.
That's good for him. Good for his standards.
You know what? That's sad to see.
2 points week 1, 2 points week 2. You take a 10.5 game.
I mean, yeah, you take it, but it's so bad.
Yeah, 5 for 87. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. You'll take it. That's like exactly. You'll take it.
You will take it.
But he was drafted to be like
drafted in the 3rd round.
Yeah, he was drafted to be like on the same level as Mark Andrews, freaking.
I think he get there.
George Kittle, maybe.
I think
Travis
the Falcons
Kelce.
was not the best team for him to be on, but I think he'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, hopefully he will, but so far it hasn't been great for Kyle Pitts. This week was his best week at 10 points, which is
alarming.
Yeah, it's not great. And Mark Andrews is just dominant. Right?
Always.
Best tight end in football.
He's just dominant. Like I hated going up against him. Like you saw that first touchdown, you're like, dang it, and then you saw that second touchdown, and you're like, oh my God, I hate my life.
Yeah.
And so it's like
exactly
2 touchdowns for Mark Andrews on 89 yards and 8 receptions. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
And you drafted him early just so that way he could be great on your team. So I mean, draft tight ends early. I guess that's because other than that, like there's no good tight ends right now.
Dude.
Yeah, we'll talk about these busts here in a little bit. But yeah, Travis Kelce did great again. I mean, he's obviously gonna do good for you. But yeah, let's move on to our busts, guys. And we have a lot of these. So we have a lot to dive into for busts. Let's start with quarterback. We will safely talk about Russell Wilson. Is he the best of the year?
Oh, he has to be. Did you see that comment from Eli Manning saying that they should have paid the punter $250 million instead?
Dude,
elite.
Everybody expected him to be, dominant with the Broncos, but
it's so tough to see. You know what? I have made the decision to avoid anything going up against the Broncos because everybody that's gone up against the Broncos, they haven't been able to do anything.
Nothing. No receivers, no running backs, nothing.
Nobody against the Broncos have not been able to do a thing, and it's rough to see, especially with Russell Wilson over there too. And so I'm just avoiding all Broncos going forward right now.
It's week 3, a little early-ish. I mean, it's still early. Yes, it's still early. I think I don't know. This is my early prediction.
Okay.
I think he's washed up.
Yeah.
I think he's done for.
Okay. Well, I mean,
he's done for.
I think he's droppable. I definitely think he's you could drop Russell Wilson for sure. Like why would you carry somebody on your team for so long and just wait to see what he can do? But I don't see him.
You're right.
When you have better
options like Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence on if he's on waivers, you can grab him. I mean, people that are doing good now, you could grab over Russell Wilson. So yeah, I think he's another bad week for him. Don't look for him. Just keep him off. Keep him on your bench if you want, but I'm looking to drop him. So. Another bust this week, Matthew Stafford, not great. They still won, and he had 249 yards, but no touchdowns. Cooper Kupp actually ran it in. So
first of his career.
Yeah. So no touchdowns for Matthew Stafford, and that's the one thing that you wanted to see was a touchdown from Matthew Stafford, but no touchdowns for him.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz going into this game. I mean, it was kind of hard to see Carson Wentz not do that great, but against the Eagles, it's kind of easy to see.
Carson Wentz goes back and forth a lot.
He does,
but I feel like he goes more back than forth.
That's why he's been on 4 teams now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he can do good. He had his playoff run, Super Bowl run, and then he got hurt. So I won't say he was doing bad, but then after that, it was just team after team after team.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And he might have occasionally a good day, but then he's going to have 3 bad games before he has another good game.
Mm-hmm.
Other names, Kyler Murray did meh. He had over 300 yards. That was pretty good for him on his...
No touchdowns.
No touchdowns, though, even though he got 14 receptions to Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, the Hollywood Brown day.
Tom Brady, he did get a touchdown, so that was all right. It wasn't the best week for him though, and we kind of had this. We kind of saw this coming for him.
Yeah,
with no receivers out there. But yeah, those are kind of your main busts for quarterback, I think. Any other names that you guys can think of?
No, those are the main ones.
Yeah, those are the main ones I feel like. Okay, let's move on to running backs because there's a lot more on over here.
Jeez, no kidding.
Joe Mixon, he was my king of the hill last week.
He was your mutt.
Yeah,
your mutt of the ground.
He did not do anything. 24 yards on the ground. Just
he's had a bad year so far.
What the hell? What's going on? 12 attempts for 24 yards. That's not what you wanted to see. He had 7 targets, 3 receptions for 14. Not great, but you really thought this was I feel like right now it's kind of time to start getting worried about Joe Mixon.
Time to hit the panic button.
Oh gosh.
Because we thought he was going to be something really. We thought the whole Bengals team was going to be something really dominant, and
maybe time to hit the panic button on that team altogether.
So they obviously don't look as good as they did towards the end of last year.
Jamar Chase is also not looking.
Yeah, Jamar Chase.
He looked good. Him and Joe Mixon looked good week 1. After that, nothing.
Yep. Yeah. So
Burrow's on the ground 24 times a game. My gosh, what's he supposed to do?
Yeah. More offensive line problems for the Bengals. That's why Mixon is not doing that great.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Swift, hard to see because he got hurt, and he's such a good player. But when he gets hurt, it's rough to see it coming because he he's such a great talent, but then he gets hurt and then like he's out for like half the game and then he produces like half the points or not even half the points, maybe like 5 points or something like that. But yeah, he didn't do that great either. All right, guys, I'm going to bring up a name, and I want you to tell me if it's time to hit the panic button on this guy, Austin Eckler.
Yes, I'm slamming the panic button. Give me the nuclear codes to launch this guy off my fantasy roster immediately. This is a guy I was avoiding at all costs this year. I did not like Eckler this season. Man, such an elite talent, but man, is he no good.
Yeah, it's hard to see. He had four attempts on the ground for 5 yards.
Gosh,
goodness. What a rough day.
The thing that saved him was the 8 receptions for 48 yards. That's actually a pretty good line, but it's hard to predict those catches.
I mean, but he's a running back. You know, you expect more yards on the ground.
Yeah, you expect more yards on the ground.
You run, not just catch him all the time.
It's rough to see 4 for 5. Like that's so hard to look at, man. But yeah, Austin Eckler it's time to hit the panic button for him. I think. I
agree, big time.
Alvin Kamara, jeez, Luis, you called this, dude. This was your bold prediction, dude.
Hey,
yeah, he was.
Dude, watching him last year. He just didn't look good. I think that was his ceiling 2 years ago.
That was it?
2 years ago. That was his ceiling, dude. And now he's coming down. He's coming down the ladder, dude.
15.
He's falling down the ladder.
He's falling. Yeah,
he is. Man,
he's tumbling down.
Yeah, he's tumbling down, hitting every step on the way.
He's taking the escalator down.
Breaking every rib along the way. You get it? Because he had a rib injury?
Oh, yeah. He needs to start taking the elevator.
Okay.
All right. 15 for 61 for Alvin Kamara on the ground. 2 receptions for 12 yards. Not great, but yeah. All right, let's move on to running back busts. We'll start with Mike.
Again? Running back busts?
I did it again. I have running back on the brain.
Here,
I have running back on the brain.
I'll take it over. All right, guys. It's my turn to take it over. We're going with receiver busts.
Okay.
Receiver bust.
Wide receiver bust.
Sadly, 2 out of the top 3 receivers that were supposed to be electric are busted.
They be busted?
busted. They're busting down. They're not busting it
down. God.
They're busting it down.
Why did I let you talk to you? Why did I? You know what? Give me busting down. Talk to you. Jesus. I'm taking over back again. We're gonna start with Justin Jefferson first. We saw his bust. You guys are stupid. Oh man, 2 weeks in a row that Justin Jefferson has busted. This week, he had 3 receptions for 14 yards. 3 for 14. That's not great against a really easy Detroit Lions team. I mean,
hey, I would say easy is not in the Lions book anymore.
Yeah, Jeff Okudah is legit. Jeff Okudah was the 3rd overall pick, and people forget about him. He was the cornerback from Ohio State, drafted just a few years back, has had a slew of injuries, but now he's looking legit again.
But still, I expect Jeff to get more than 4 points.
Yeah,
man, Okudah's a lockdown corner, I'm telling you.
No, dude, I still expect him to get that many points.
Jamar Chase got saved by a touchdown at the end.
He did. Rough day.
6 for 29 and 1 touchdown, only 9 points for half PPR leagues. But yeah, I mean, he hasn't been as great. I mean, Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins did better than Jamar Chase
for non-PPR leagues. He only got me 6.7 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's no bueno. And last week he only got 6 points.
Yeah, he's not looked good to start the year.
Ugh, yeah, rough. Other busts, Tyreek Hill. I mean, he always has on and off games. Right?
This is what you expect
from him.
Especially after like 40 points last week. Yeah, this was expected.
And
he was meant to come down.
Of course, he goes against me whenever he gets those
the 40 points.
Yeah, the 40-point game. Of course, I go up against him. 2 for 33 for Tyreek Hill. I mean, the other side of that coin, Jalen Waddle did better than he did, but. Yeah, not great for Tyreek Hill. Other busts, DJ Moore. Is it time to drop him?
Dude,
yeah, time to
drop. I was against DJ Moore from the beginning, dude. To me, like you think anybody from the Eagles fan you wouldn't pick up to me, but I mean that's because it's your biased opinion of the Eagles.
Yeah,
being a Cowboys fan, but for me, the team that I would never pick a player from is the Bears. The Bears.
Bears are hard to pick me up.
The Bears. I would never pick any player from the Bears.
Yeah, Mooney is
Hold on.
Mooney's
I'm a little confused.
Who did I pick from the Bears?
No. I'm just that was so left field. I didn't expect. We were talking. I expected Carolina for sure. Carolina was going to be the name out of your mouth. We're talking about DJ Moore.
You just
name.
You just randomly throw out the Bears.
He's not on the Bears. Did you think he was on the Bears? You thought he was on the Bears?
I don't know why I'm thinking of
You're thinking of Mooney.
Mooney. I don't know Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney's been on the waiver wire forever.
I saw your face. I was like, what happened?
I was so confused. We're losing it, boys. We're losing it.
It's late. Okay, so DJ Moore, 1 for 2 yards. Can we drop him, please? Can we drop DJ Moore?
Anybody from the Bears you want to drop?
Yeah, anybody from the Bears. Yeah, Colton,
him included.
Yeah, DJ Moore.
McCaffrey, get rid of him.
Yeah, McCaffrey, he's on the Bears, so you want to drop him too, right? Okay.
They be busting.
They do be busting.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to tight ends. Tight end busts this week. George Kittle coming from that injury, from that groin injury. He didn't do that great. 4 for 28. They locked him down.
Yeah.
They locked him and Debo down for the most part. And so, George Kittle not great on his return. Another bust this week was Darren Waller, 3 for 22.
I mean, that whole team's a bust. Drop everybody.
Drop them all.
Cole Kmet, he's actually on the Bears.
Yeah, an actual Bears player.
He's actually on the Bears.
It wasn't a bad take. It was just a weird one.
Yeah,
threw me off.
Out of left field. Yeah, out of left field.
Good catch. I was testing you.
Yeah, okay.
TJ Hawkinson got saved by a touchdown, but 3 for 18. Not great. But you know what? Tight ends in general are not great right now.
For real though, it's a bad tight end.
It's a bad
season.
It's a bad year for tight ends. I
don't know why. It's just terrible.
Yeah, but all right. Let's move on to King of the Hill segment. Woo-hoo. This is our weekly ranking system segment for this upcoming week, and who would have thought that our running back for King of the Hill was going to be Khalil Herbert?
God,
yeah,
dude.
No kidding.
You know what? If you guys,
that's left field right there.
Yeah, that's left field. You know what?
He's a bear.
He's a bear. He's a bear. He was the number 1 running back this week. Oh my gosh! And you said it was going to be David Montgomery.
I did pick Montgomery, so I had the right team in mind.
You had the right team in mind.
I was there. I was just a little off with the injury.
Oh man! And then for our wide receiver, King of the Hill, it's Devontae Smith.
Also left field.
Yeah, again, no one saw that.
Another left field one.
Technically, the wide receiver too out of that team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what a game for him, and what a just insane. Nobody expected this. So, Luis, I'm going to let you start with your running back for King of the Hill, and I want you to tell me who you think is going to be the king.
So I'm gonna say this is 8% anger and sadness from yesterday, but I think Saquon will bust up though.
Oh, shut up!
It's called boom. You would be booming.
You can't save it now. Just say.
He will have a comeback week next week versus the Bears.
Oh, there it is again.
The Bears. Okay.
I think Saquon Barkley will have a great game. I think he will have 1 rushing touchdown and 1 passing touchdown. Calling it right now.
Okay.
1 rushing, 1 passing.
It's a big day out of him if he can do it. I have him, so I wouldn't mind it.
That'd be great. Yeah, so that's my running back. My run up the hill running back is going to be Gainwell.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Like I said, I do like the Eagles' offense. They have been scary dangerous, and I'm gonna give a second RB2 a chance. I'm gonna give this RB2 a chance.
Okay. Herbert just did it, so I like the tactic.
Yeah. Go for the second.
No, yeah, but those are my picks. Colton, what about your picks?
Yeah, Colt Ski.
My picks for a running back. I'm going to go with, he's been down a few games. He has not had his breakout. Give me Christian McCaffrey. It's coming. We haven't seen it yet. It's time. It's time for him to go off and be the man we think he is. They now know that Baker's not it. So it's time to just put it in McCaffrey's hand until he gets injured. And this is the week that it happens.
I mean, dude, Baker was never it. Baker was a backup for not the Bears, but the Panthers.
Yeah, no kidding. So rough start to the season for him, but I think McCaffrey is going to have an explosive game this week. For my second pick, my running up the hill, I'm going to go with A.J. Dillon.
Ooh, he just had a bad week this week, too.
That's why I like him. I think he's going to have a good game. They're going against the Patriots, who have kind of been getting their butts kicked recently.
Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson just ran 100 yards on them, too.
Yeah, Patriots, as we've discussed, do not have their quarterback going into this week, which means it's going to be in the Green Bay's hands a lot. Early and often.
Makes the defense more tired.
Defense will be tired. I think there's going to be a lot of running opportunity. Give me A.J. Dillon.
A.J. Dillon for your running up the hill. I like it. For my Prince of the Hill for running back, I'm going to go with Nick Chubb this week, and that's a great pick. I'm giving myself the compliment there. That's the great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna support you on this one.
He's going up against Atlanta. That's an easy matchup. I think Nick Chubb has been getting a lot of the action over there because they don't really have that much going on offensively other than Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Amari Cooper is over there too. He's dominating, but I think this week's going to be another Nick Chubb week. He had another great game last week, so I just feel like he's going to keep the train moving against Atlanta. It's another easy matchup. Let's look for Nick Chubb as my Prince of the Hill. And then for my running up the hill, I'm going to go Devin Singletary. I love this matchup. And you want a piece of this matchup, too, wherever possible, because the Ravens are giving up so many points right now to every single team, and the Bills are putting up so many points on every single team. I feel like the Ravens' offense can keep up with the Bills, and so it's just going to be a shootout, I think.
I don't hate that pick, yeah.
I think Devin Singletary can do it. He did great this last week, so I mean we'll see. Maybe he has a bounce bad week, but because that's how it's been going in fantasy lately.
Truly, it has. Like, you do good, you do bad, you pay for it the next week.
Yep, I mean,
but that's going to be my running up the hill for running back. So let's go into our wide receivers now, Luis. Who do you have for your Prince?
So as y'all heard previously, it was Devontae Smith being the king this week, but I think Cooper Kupp is going to be number one this week. I mean, he's been almost number one, like at least 2 weeks in a row.
He's so consistent. It's
so
lovely to have him on my team.
I think this matchup is going to be great, and I think Matt Stafford is going to. I think he's going to have at least 2 touchdowns.
I can see it.
I see 150 yards.
He had a bad week, so it's time for a good week.
He had a bad week. So
he did have a bad week this week.
And then for my,
you know what? Hold on. Let me say real quick. Cooper Kupp did not have a bad week. It was a bad week for him. He had like 16 points. He had 16 points.
16 points.
Yeah, so it wasn't bad. Like it was actually really good still.
Stafford had a bad week, so they throw a lot.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
And my run up the hill, again, just deep in my heart. Giants receiver,
way deep
in there.
Yeah.
Giants receiver David Stills.
Sills.
No, it has
Seals.
It has S.
I know.
It's like Ills. Stills.
He said Seals. You said Stills.
Yeah, you said Stills.
You threw a T in there. Throwing T's, there should be E's, buddy.
It's I.
Yeah.
Sills? Seals or Sills?
S-I-L-L-S.
It's like S and an ill.
Oh.
Sills.
I thought you had
like
seals.
Like
seal.
Yeah, like a windowsill.
It's seal. I don't know.
That sounds like an E, doesn't it? Window seal.
I mean, if you spell it that way, it's an E.
I don't freaking know what the name is.
Window.
You know what?
Window.
It's a window seal.
Seal.
Kenny's.
Not Kenny Stills.
David.
The rails.
David.
David Sill.
David Stills.
It's not. You put a T in it again. You can't say his name.
Isn't it?
He's gonna be with Sterling Shepard out. He's been looking pretty.
He's gonna be the next man up.
He's gonna be. He was number 2 receiver. He's gonna be next man up.
Okay.
You know why? Because we traded Kenny Galladay for a washing machine.
You don't think it's gonna be Kenny Galladay?
No, dude. I hate him, dude. I hate him so much.
Wow.
Take him off my roster, dude.
All right, Colton. Who's your Prince?
my prince is going to be somebody who is yet to perform. I'm going with the guys who are meant to do good, but they haven't quite yet. So, Deebo Samuels, your time is now.
Let's go.
All signs point to you stepping up this week. So, Deebo is going to...
love the matchup here.
He's going to do great. I think he's going to have a really good game where they're going to use him often. And I think he's going to be using the run game a lot this week.
Oof.
So,
Love to see it.
which, according to Luis, is a bad thing. So.
Oh, yeah.
It is a bad thing. Well,
Louis
he's going to be the worst. No, she doesn't know what. That's good.
What? It's not going to get him any points? Yeah. It's going to get him negative points.
For every
Just fumbles it 3 times.
for every
Luis
yard,
is
he
looking
runs
around.
to be negative 1 point.
Yeah, so I think that one is the guy I'm going to lock in for my Prince of the Hill. And for my running up the hill, I'm going to lock in Jahan Dotson.
John Dotson from the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders and against the Cowboys.
Ooh.
It's rough. It's rough this week for me to say this one.
Yeah,
but
how
I
dare
think-
you say that against your Cowboys, Colton?
I think we can still win even if someone has a good game, and I think that's going to be the case here. So Jahan Dotson, he has been a touchdown machine, 3 touchdowns in 3 games total. Not a lot of targets, but his targets went up this past game, 8 targets, and I think we might see another increase here. Scary Terry is going to demand the double coverage, I think.
Yeah.
So he has a favorable matchup, and as long as Wentz can get it to him, the secondary has shown they've been a little weak this year, so I like him to at least get in the end zone a lot and maybe end up with, 80 yards and two touchdowns.
Yeah, I like
So,
it.
that's my guy.
Good
like
pick. Good picks, Colt. So for my Prince of the Hill, I'm going to go with... You ready, fellas? Stephon Diggs, baby.
Wow.
Let's go. I still want a piece of this
So original.
Baltimore-Buffalo game. I was wrong. You know what? I've picked him twice already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and you know what? I was
had picked
wrong the
everybody-
one week that I needed
The
him.
1 week you couldn't pick him, he went off.
The 1 week I couldn't pick him. he
Great.
was the
I need to
king of the hill.
bench Diggs this week. Derrick picked him.
Yeah, I picked him, so he's not going to go off. But yeah, no, against the Baltimore Ravens, this is another juicy matchup. I feel like it's going to be a shootout.
Yep.
And I can see Diggs just going off. For my running up the hill, on the flip side of this, I'm going with this Rashad Bateman, and so it's this. It's
You want this matchup.
I
You're
want
all
this
over
matchup.
it.
I really like this matchup. I mean, Baltimore lets a lot of points go on the board, and they're going to have to be throwing it too. But they can prove they've proven it every single week that they can put up so many points on offense. So yeah, I just feel like Bateman's he's gonna excel because of that. I think he's gonna be great.
I bet you a crumble cookie that Devin Duvernay has a better day than
Oof.
Bateman.
Yeah, that's not possible. But no, I think Bateman had a down week this past week, so I think he's going to have a better week this week. So I think he'll be better than Duvernay.
We'll see.
Duvernay. He'll be better than Duvernay. That was our King of the Hill segment, and we will quickly run into our waiver wires for this week. We have a few to name off the board. Jamal Williams. You definitely got to roster him with Swift being out.
Yeah, he's a big pickup. with Swift
Jamal
being out.
Williams has definitely got to be picked up. He had 3 touchdowns. Did he have 3 touchdowns this past week? I think, or is it 2? 2.
He 2. It was 2.
Oh my gosh, he did great. He's a touchdown machine. He takes all the touchdowns, even with Swift healthy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to see, but yeah, he's going to be great. He's a smash play this upcoming week. If you have Swift on your team, you're definitely looking to spend a lot of fab on him.
Mm-hmm.
Another name, Khalil Herbert. Another great game for
Easy
him.
one.
Yeah, it's an easy one to grab. I mean, you see what he can do. I mean, he honestly looked better than David Montgomery did, but
Not hard.
yeah, it's not hard to see what Khalil Herbert can do. I mean, if David Montgomery can play this upcoming week, I think he has a really good chance of still playing a little bit. I think.
I mean, he proved he showed himself.
Yeah, he proved that he
proved
could do it. He proved that he could be the guy that could take on the workload. So you know what, for David Montgomery owners out there, I feel like I would be a little bit more worried that Khalil Herbert just put up the points that he just did, because he looked good and he looked like he was outdoing David Montgomery. So yeah, I'm looking at a significant amount of fab for Khalil Herbert, especially if you have David Montgomery and he's like known to be out. Like if he's going to be out, you definitely got to snag Khalil Herbert as a handcuff. For quarterback side,
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
I like Geno Smith.
Yeah, that's right.
You
put Geno Smith, Luis, and I want you to tell me why you put Geno Smith on the board.
Him in the Seattle offense. It's been a little rough start, but I think he's getting his stride. I think he's getting his good workload, his balance in that team, and I think he's gonna be. I don't know as a starting quarterback, but maybe if your Aaron Rodgers goes down, Pat Mahomes gets injured, Herbert gets injured, he'll be a good backup.
Okay. Yeah, he put up 325 passing yards this week. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's really good, honestly. 2 touchdowns also, which is pretty good. Compared to Russell Wilson, he's looking way better than him. So, I mean,
they messed up on that one.
Yeah, Geno Smith definitely looks better than Russell Wilson so far. Another name that might be on your waivers is Trevor Lawrence. He looks juicy.
Lawrence.
My man Lawrence.
There he does.
Golden locks out there. He's
golden locks.
He's trending up. Every single game he's gotten better.
He looks like a golden retriever.
Wow.
Golden Retriever Lawrence. 262 yards and 3 touchdowns.
It's a good comp.
He can do it with his legs and he can do it in the air. So he's got good weapons over there too. They are definitely trending up. Doug Peterson is doing a great job over there in Jacksonville.
Good team.
Yep.
Fun team.
All right, let's look at the. I was going to say running backs again. I'm here saying running backs.
I think we're all tripping today.
Listen, his waiver wire is going to be a running back this week, so just go pick one up.
Anybody.
Yeah.
For wide receivers, we're still looking at DJ Chark. He's still not picked up in that many leagues. So I mean,
he's been doing not the best. I would say pretty bad. But I guess with Amon St. Brown being a little hurt, then Chark might get a little bit more of the workload.
Yeah, we're looking at Chark being a nice waiver wire pickup. And Colton, you tell me about this other guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. What's it? How do you say this?
Ben Skoranek is his name.
Oh yeah, that's right, Ben Skoranek.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver for the Rams, and they have been utilizing him more and more each game. So last week he went 4 for 66 yards. He's receiving the targets. He's making good on those targets. I think that they're going to see an uptick, or he will see an uptick in targets as the season goes on. So I think he's a guy you can get low on Fab right now, stash him, and he could be a play later on this season that ends up working out for you. Yeah. As Allen Robinson continues to not show up, I think he will take that spot.
Yeah, been definitely doing better than Allen Robinson seems like on paper. So Ben Skoranek is he's another great guy. Another great guy until DeAndre Hopkins gets back. Greg Dortch is the name to look out for. He's definitely been. He's been definitely doing a great job as a wide receiver too, behind Hollywood over there.
10 targets last game, 9 receptions for 80 yards. His 3 fantasy performance have been 9.5, 13, and 12.5. He's consistent for you now.
He's been definitely on the uptick right now, so definitely look out for him on waivers if you need a wide receiver. You notice how I emphasized wide receiver there?
Not running back.
Not running back. But all right, everybody. You guys have anything else to add? You guys good?
No, I'm good.
Oh yeah, man. I think we covered pretty much everything.
I think we covered everything for you guys for week. What is this? Week 4?
This is week 3.
We're going into week 4. We're going into week 4.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate everybody listening and tuning in to our lovely podcast. Hopefully, we can continue to supply great information that will continue to make your leagues, I guess, win. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I'm freaking tired.
What a loss in this. Just a terrible way to end it. Thank you, everybody. This is a great episode.
Yeah, hopefully, you know what? I'll cut it. I got this. Okay, we're going good. Hopefully, we can continue to provide great content for you guys to win your leagues.
Boom! There you go.
Sounds like he's at like a Walmart, like the little person who comes on. Jeez, little.
This has been a great podcast, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you guys follow us at halftime_ADJ on Twitter. We are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And this has been another great week. See you guys next week.